What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book is entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father at Amazon Kindle and Create Space. Link will be in the description box below as usual. Go get it. PayPal information in the description box too. I got to put that in there now. All right, you got it. This video though is entitled The Benefits of Being Dusty. Oh yeah, we about to go there today. I've been tiptoeing around this subject for a minute because people don't want to admit that we keep bringing up the dustiness in our community, but we don't say there's a benefit to it. So let's go at it. Benefit number one. Dustiness is attractive. Like what? Yeah, it's attractive. You know, people don't want to admit this, but when you think about the quote unquote swag, it's an offshoot of hood dustiness. Because that street swag, you know, is a mixture of making dusty look attractive. But in the same thing, this is why hood rats are cute, because they're dusty. You know, you like how hood rats do things, because you kind of like the fun, the excitement of slumming it. They can be attractive, but you still slumming it, and they got a dusty mentality. But we don't want to admit that some of us, we're just attracted to dusty. It's attractive. It's all because you can always, that's low hanging fruit, low budget, low hanging fruit. And because they're dusty, you can get a dime for a discount. Or because they're dusty, I could upgrade him and change him. Just saying. See, that's and when you're dusty, you know this. So when people say, "Oh, you know, you need to pick better," they're low key, high key saying, I know you're attracted to dustiness. So that's a benefit to being dusty, because you can actually pseudo be somebody's first choice because of your dustiness. You know, there's a benefit to being dusty because you get carte blanche. You get carte blanche. You know, when you dusty, you can always get it together. Like people will always invest and reinvest and blow their whole life chasing around your dustiness, because I know they could get it. I know they gonna get it this time. I promise they gonna get it. They got to get it. It's gonna work eventually if you have faith in them and you give and you give and you give and you give and you give. At some point, it's gonna click. No, dumbass. It's never gonna click because they chose to be dusty. But the benefit is you're gonna always have faith that, you know, under the right circumstance, they're gonna just change it all around. And it's like, okay, fine, whatever. You know, let the dustocracy continue. You know, the other benefit to being dusty is you never have to be responsible for your actions. Never. See, if you're a dusty man, you can operate as an individual. But at the same time, put a stain on black men as a group, because you dusty. You know, you're different because people like your dustiness person to person. But when they get tired of you, all black men like this. Think about it. When they say who needs to fix the community, they're not talking about the dusty dudes. You know, when they say we got a bad reputation, or we need to fix our reputation, They're not talking about the dusty dudes need to fix the reputation. Or they get to, sky free. When we're talking about the deadbeat dads, they're putting dusty dudes and replacing them with the actual fathers. I mean, they're replacing the fathers with the dusty dudes. So the good guys are dusty, or have to deal with the stereotypes of the dusty cats while they can keep going. Same thing with the women. And to some degrees it's worse with the women, because guess what? The benefit to being dusty is women aren't considered dusty. That's why they never have, because all you got to say is, I'm a woman and I'm a mother, and you're exempt from being considered from being dusty, even though your actions are dusty. Even though you pray to the goddess of Dustina. You're dusty as hell. But because you're a woman and you're a mother, dustiness is only a male thing. Okay, fine. And it's always going to be blamed on a man anyways. I'm this way because the dusty men, they influenced me to be dusty, and they ruined my life. I would have never chose this dustiness if it wasn't for the dustocracy, the dustriarchy. Like, okay. So your decisions have nothing to do with this. No, they don't. Okay, fine. The other benefit of being dusty. Ah, man. Has anybody ever considered the fact that when you're dusty, you get to ride coattails for your whole life? I mean, you don't have to work if you I wouldn't tell anybody to be dusty, because the older you get, the worse your life is gonna get. But being dusty, you kind of get yourself written off from actually having to be productive. So if you really don't have to do anything, you don't have to accomplish anything, and people are just gonna look at, that's just who that is. And they got all this knowledge. Dig the knowledge. But they never can apply it. And dustiness, and that's the benefit of it. You never have to be productive because you're dusty. And gotta go here. The benefit of being dusty is you'll never be called a coon, a sellout, a Uncle Tom, a turncoat. See, dusty behaviors, technically, partially, keeping it real. Keeping it real. Oh. You could be dusty. And you can never be a detriment to the black. You can never sell out the black community by being dusty. You never could be a coon for being dusty. You can never, Uncle Tom, dusty ass. Can't, nope. That's for people who you feel are productive, who are not thinking the way you think or doing the things you want them to do. Those are the sellouts. Those are the Uncle Tom. Those are the coons. Not the dusty people. The other benefit of being dusty is dustiness is fun. See, dustiness has a support system because doing dusty stuff is fun. And you can always slum and have fun with dustiness. And, you always will get a pass for bad behavior with dustiness. It's one of the greatest things on the planet. You can be too old to be doing what you're doing, but as long as you're hanging around dusty people, having fun, it's kind of like, yeah, it kind of is what it is. That's how they get down. No big deal. Drunks, drug addicts, failures. As long as we having fun and laughing and kikiing it up, it's all good. As long as I can kiki it up with you, dustiness. Oh, and the other benefit of being dusty is you can always take and never have to contribute because you're expected to take because you're dusty. You're expected to always have your hand out because you're dusty. You're expected people to always clean up your messes for you because you're dusty. You're not expected to conduct yourself as an adult. You're not expected to take care of your kids if you're dusty. That's this is why a lot of grandparents raising kids because their children is dusty. That's the benefit. I ain't really gotta raise my kids because I'm dusty. That goes for you mothers out there too that think y'all got custody of y'all kids, but they at your mama's house all the time. You're dusty. They know you're not gonna get it together. They know you dusty, so they'll rather take care of your kids because they feel guilty. Oh yeah, and before I end this one, the benefit of being dusty is you live off of the guilt of the parents that lets you be dusty, and you manipulate the situation. I'm never gonna be nothing because of you. You did this to me. You did this to me. I don't know how to be. I don't know how to not be dusty. I don't know. So because of this guilt, dustiness has a support system. And, the support system for dustiness stays around a whole lot longer than having a support system for somebody who's productive. Those people are thrown to the wolves. So I'm just saying, there are benefits to being dusty. Obviously. We out.